Hey, and welcome. This is Wendell from Work From Home Tech. So if you're tired of all the chit chat and back and forth on VMware versus Proxmox versus OpenStack and Zen and all the other hypervisors out there, if you're looking for something that's just a simple install, manage everything solution, this is the video for you. So stay tuned and let's go. Rocky is the simplest way I know for anyone to dive in and get started with hypervisor virtualization. If you can download an ISO image, install Linux, install a package, then you can have a GUI management system that will allow you to manage KVM virtual machines as well as Docker/Podman containers and the underlying operating system beneath, including snapshots, migration, and monitoring. So if you're looking for something that is extremely simple to get a KVM-based hypervisor up and running, that'll include KVM management and orchestration. It'll include Podman containers. If you're interested in running Docker containers along with KVM virtual machines, this is going to be a tool that's usable by you. It's simply installed by being able to take an ISO image and download Linux. If you can do that, then you're simply one package away from having this up and running. The Cockpit package is all you have to install. Once you install Cockpit, you can come to the IP address of your machine and enter 9090, and then it'll run. Now, one of the particular reasons why I picked Rocky Linux over, say, Ubuntu or something else, one of the things that Red Hat type Linux distributions have is they have a specific set of packages for management, and that gives Rocky Linux an advantage because it uses Networking Manager to manage network orchestration. The included orchestration of networks for Cockpit is Network Manager. So you will have to actually go and make some adjustments if you want to use Ubuntu's net plan configuration of networks out of the box. You can use Networking Manager, but you'll have to go in and configure it to actually do that. So let's go ahead and dive in here. We have the top level list of things in the menu over on the left-hand side. It starts off at an overview, giving you a system overview. You can look at the metrics and the history and the hardware, login history. There's probably some failed login attempts I have here, but it looks good right now. You can look and you can see the metrics, gives you your CPU information, memory, disk, and network information. We go over to system information as far as your PCI bus. It'll get into more of the hardware details. System information here, go over here to configuration footprints, where you can actually install your public certificates for the machine. Then we can go down to the logs. We could take a look at logs. There's storage. If you want to look at the storage details, again, this is a VM running on Proxmox, so this won't have an extensive amount of hard drive space. Here's your firewall settings and networking. One of the things that I'm pointing out is this is the basic settings that's available to you as a normal user. Now, if I go to Overview and I switch on the limited access, this should give me administrative levels since I'm an administrative user. Now I can go in and I can see a little bit more information in the overview. You can see the cryptography policy, more information. You can install Realm support for domains, Realm D support, that is. More here in the metrics. You can install the Cockpit PCP to include additional information. The login history, here we go back and we can take a look at that in administration mode. But now we can go back to the logging and the storage And the networking is what I wanted to show here in administrative mode, because here you can see you have firewall capabilities. But this is the part I wanted to highlight here. Being an administrator, you can come in and essentially have the ability to do software-defined networking. You can create bonds for multiple interfaces. You can add team network interfaces. You can bridge, and you can create VLANs all right here in the user interface. As you can see, I've got two interfaces, ENS 18 and ENS 19. So networking is pretty simple out of the box when you install Cockpit. Container management. Here we have containers. I've installed an actual Nginx as a reverse proxy server. I've actually got Dockage on here to manage other Docker compose is what I like to use, but I can manage containers here. But for the most part, you can come in here and you can click create and you can create whatever you need as far as a Podman container. And you can see the images that I have here, managing your images. So this is pretty nice having this. It's kind of a slimmed down orchestration if you're familiar with something like Portainer. This is going to give you simple administration along with, like I said, the KVM virtual machines. Here you can see as it starts to load up and it kicks into libvirt. I have some virtual machines. I've got an Ubuntu Jammy. I've got FreeBSD. This is a basic Ceros. Then I've got CentOS on here. And then I have one that's called AI Build. This is a special one because inside of this UI, like I said, you have the ability to actually come in here and you can actually create your own blueprint, which allows you to create a custom kernel, file system, services, and then you can install all the packages you want. This AI build is one that I created so that I could do a demonstration here. But you can go in here, you can install all the different components you want in here. Here's the packages. I can go in here to blueprint and I can select whatever packages, the firewall information. Let's go ahead and click on create image. I can go create image. I can say what type of image I want to create. I can do the output of raw, tar. And it should have, of course, the QCal. There's even OVAs for VMware. So you have the ability to create images for whatever platform out there for deployment. And considering the Metal as a Service, you can create images that will deploy on Metal as a Service. So let's go ahead. We're down at Merged Virtual Machines. You've got accounting information. You've got control of your services where you can come in here and you can manage your services. There's some important stuff here with the applications. Now, these are applications specific to Cockpit. When I first installed Cockpit, there weren't a lot of different options available out of the box. They're simple, basic options, but here you can add the additional stuff like the image builder we just looked at, the virtual machine management we looked at, the Podman orchestration that we looked at. You can have the storage as an option to install it or not install it. There's also a subscription manager we'll look at in a second for connecting to your package manager subscriptions. This session recording, I can install this where I can actually monitor someone's session online as they're interacting with the machine. I can see their activity in real time and monitor their session. I'm primarily the one using it right now in my lab, so I don't have that installed. You have diagnostics reports that you can run, which I assume this is comparable. I haven't run one, but this is comparable to an SOS report in Red Hat if you're used to RHEL. Kernel dumps, you can look at kernel dumps. Now, one thing is if you've had any opportunity to experience the joy of SE Linux, especially if you're a software developer, you've created your own apps and getting around some of the SE Linux controls, having this GUI to manage that is worth its weight in gold. Going to software updates, again, here it's loading up. It's refreshing the package managers. If you've ever used Yum, a Yum update will go and refresh the package. Or if you're using apt, you can do an apt update and it'll update the packages to get you the most up-to-date list of packages. Um, so here you can see it shows that there's one update that's available. And then you can go in here and get the information on it. You see the severity. I'm going to go ahead and click on install that. So bam, we've got that update successful and it's installed. It's saying there's a reboot and it even gives me the option to reboot the system. Subscriptions, we'll go down here to subscriptions. Here you can see you can register it or you can do an auto attach. And then of course, last but not least, if you need to hop into the terminal level here, it gives you a terminal level interface. Again, the simplest form that I know of. If you know of something simpler, leave a comment. Let me know. I'd love to take a look at it. I'm always interested in simple and quick ways to get work done. This Rocky Linux with Cockpit is something that will definitely get you in the right place to do whatever you need with KVM images or virtual machines and also the Podman images and be able to manage the underlying system as well. The guys over at 45 Drives latched on to this fact really quick, and they've actually improved and developed some add-ons to manage the storage that they have on some of the products that are available. So definitely go ahead and take a look at what they have over at 45 Drives and what they're doing utilizing Cockpit. So that's going to be it for the Rocky Linux and taking a look at the quickest way of managing and orchestrating virtual machines and containers.